Have you ever wondered what truly brings you joy in life? Some moments of happiness seem to come from achievements, others from deep relationships, or even the simple pleasures of life. But what if we could break down the sources of joy into clear, understandable categories? Today, we'll explore 9 core sources of joy, each one powerful in its own way, each contributing to a rich and fulfilling life. Let's begin with an overview of these 9. 1. Social comparison. 2. Achievement and goal pursuit. 3. Sensory pleasure. 4. Connection and belonging. 5. Altruism and contribution. 6. Mastery and flow. 7. Meaning and transcendence. 8. Novelty and exploration. 9. Autonomy and freedom. Now let's take a deeper look at each one. Social comparison is the joy we feel when we evaluate ourselves relative to others. It's the sense of relief or satisfaction that comes from thinking, at least I'm doing better than them, or I'm not alone in this. While often considered negative, this type of joy can provide comfort during difficult times. It helps us orient ourselves socially, reassuring us that we're on the right track or fortunate in some way. However, relying too heavily on this source can backfire, especially if we fall into envy or constant comparison. Achievement and goal. Pursuit is the joy that comes from setting goals, making progress, and accomplishing something meaningful. It's the thrill of ticking off a hard-earned milestone, reaching a target, or completing a personal challenge. This joy is deeply tied to our sense of purpose and identity. We feel proud, capable, and motivated when we see ourselves growing. Unlike fleeting pleasures, this kind of joy tends to be long-lasting and deeply satisfying, especially when the goals align with our values. Sensory pleasure is the immediate joy we experience through the senses, the taste of good food, the warmth of the sun, the sound of music. It's about being present in the moment and enjoying life's simple, sensory delights. While this joy can be brief, it's essential. It helps us recharge, experience gratitude, and reconnect with the world around us. Ignoring sensory joy can leave life feeling dull and mechanical, while overindulging may lead to imbalance. Connection and belonging is one of the most profound forms of joy. It arises from love, friendship, community, and being part of something larger than ourselves. When we feel seen, heard, and accepted, we thrive emotionally and psychologically. This joy strengthens our resilience and sense of worth. It reminds us that we are not alone and that mutual support and shared experiences are some of life's richest gifts. Altruism and contribution is the joy of giving. It's the feeling of helping someone, making a difference, or being useful to others. This type of joy is often described as the helper's high. It provides a sense of fulfillment that transcends personal gain. Whether it's through acts of kindness, service, or simply being there for others, altruistic joy reminds us that significance isn't just in what we get, but in what we give. Mastery and flow is the joy we feel when we're completely absorbed in an activity. Time seems to vanish, distractions fade away, we're fully engaged, challenged just enough, and doing something that resonates with our strengths. This is called a flow state. It's not just about being good at something, it's about the joy of the process itself. Whether it's playing music, coding, gardening, or solving a puzzle, this kind of joy is highly rewarding and energizing. Meaning and transcendence is a deeper kind of joy. The joy of knowing that your life has purpose or that you're connected to something beyond yourself. It might come from spiritual practice, nature, art, philosophy, or a sense of legacy. This joy often brings peace, perspective, and clarity, especially during difficult times. It's less about pleasure and more about fulfillment or an alignment with your core beliefs. Novelty and exploration brings joy through curiosity, learning, and discovering new things. It's the excitement of visiting a new country, trying a new hobby, reading a mind-opening book, or meeting someone from a different background. Humans are wired for exploration, and this joy keeps life fresh, surprising, and vibrant. When we step outside our routines, we grow. Autonomy and freedom is the joy that comes from having control over your choices, your time, and your path. It's the satisfaction of deciding for yourself. of living on your own terms. Whether it's choosing your career, expressing your opinions, or simply structuring your day your way, this joy supports self-respect and dignity. Autonomy fuels motivation and helps prevent burnout. These 9 sources of joy are not isolated. They interact, support, and balance one another. Some are rooted in our bodies, others in our relationships, and others in our values or aspirations. Now, while each of us may lean on some more than others, it's also true that the balance of these joys changes with age. As children, joy often comes from exploration, play, and sensory pleasure. In adulthood, we lean more into achievement, autonomy, and connection. In elderhood, we may shift toward meaning, contribution, and reflection. The most fulfilling lives are those that recognize these sources and embrace them in balance, evolving naturally with time, yet always rooted in joy. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay connected, and most importantly, stay joyful.